So I just recently posted my top 10 games of all time. And this is hard. This took a lot of like thought. This is part of a trend that's going on Twitter right now where people are just like 10 games to get to know me. And I'm like, this is a cute trend. It's actually been really fun to look at my friends and colleagues, like the games that they love, to see like, what were the games that are like really made an impact on them? And it's cool just because I'll see one and be like, oh shit, they love this game too. That's awesome, you know? I think it's a fun one. So I posted mine. I had to try to post my sexy picture because everyone who posted theirs was like trying to riz everyone with them. Like, can I just like, it can't just be like a chill picture. It's like, no, I gotta be Riz Nico. So this is my Riz phase. That's the best I got. Okay. I'm like, I don't know if I feel about doing this, but okay, there we go. Nico Riz, woohoo. All right, ignoring that, let's talk about all of these things around it. Yeah, I saw Tiff did it. Of course, Resident Evil 2 was on hers. Damn, she really loved Expedition 33. Fuck. Majora's Mask. She actually put the bouncer on there. Sometimes I can't tell when Tiff is being serious or when she's fucking memeing, bro. She actually put the bouncer on there. Every time I think of the bouncer, I just think of Duragon C. Mikado. Duragon C. Mikado. Duragon C. Mikado. And let's talk about mine. Some were obvious, some were not as obvious. The obvious one, FF7. It is still and probably will always be my favorite game of all time. I don't think anything will ever top it. And the reason that it will never be topped is because it was quite literally a formative game from my childhood. Like, this game like informed so many of my decisions and love for other games. Stories, characters, music, so much came from this game. To be fair, this was like my first RPG, my first real RPG. So it just is what it is, you know? Which is why I'm so thrilled to be like living in a universe where like FF7 Remake is coming out and it's as good as it is. You'll see that I put FF7 Remake on here. Maybe at some point that trilogy or games or one of those games will make it on here, because Rebirth is amazing. But I think a lot of it also is like, it kind of depends on how the last game ends to know for certain if it's really like goated. Because it could be like, I could put it on here and then later part 3 comes out and they just drop the ball so hard and it just like sullies our complete thought of the entire trilogy. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it will, but sometimes you can't. It's like, I don't want to put things on here too soon. Another obvious one, fucking Persona 5. Yeah, that's like, I know as much people are like Nico, you give so much shit to Persona 5, and it's the same reason people gave shit to Persona 4 back when it was like out for a long time. It's just been here for so long and milked for all it's worth, because that's just what Atlas does with its IPs. But it's still one of the fucking greatest games ever made, and I'm only talking about the vanilla one. I'm not even talking about the big epic royal edition, because yes, I didn't play it yet, and I don't know when or if I will ever play it, but it's still like, yeah, this is just one of the greatest games ever made. One of the best JRPGs ever made. V3. I saw a surprising number of people who were like, Nico, I am shocked that you said Danganronpa V3 over Danganronpa 2. And that surprises me because I have always been pretty clear that V3 is my favorite. That's never changed. Not like I'm like, oh yeah, originally it was 2 and now like years after beating V3, I was like, you know what? Maybe V3 is better. No, even after beating V3, I was like, I think it's my favorite game. Yeah, I love the cast of this game. I love the story and scenarios that play out. The ending, I know, is a thing that people will either love or hate. I've come around on it. I actually think it's actually pretty great, considering, especially when you consider the creator himself and what he always tries to do, right? And what the series was at this point to him, right? Which was essentially like, this thing can't keep going on forever, right? It's meta as shit, but I kind of appreciate it. And I feel like it still manages to pull it off without sacrificing its characters. And because it leaves enough wiggle room to be like, but is it true? Yeah, I love this game. I think this game's great. Like, it doesn't have any characters generally that I like fucking despise. Like, a lot of, like, Danganronpa 1 and 2 have characters that I'm like, God, these characters fucking suck. I don't feel like that about any of the V3 characters. So yeah, this is my favorite one. This is still my favorite Danganronpa game. Yeah, the thing is, I've seen a lot of people who prefer 2 over V3. I've seen a lot. I feel like in recent years, like, V3 has really gotten a lot of hate. Like, that game has not aged great with people, right? So I usually see most people's favorite is 2. But yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I'm just a weirdo. This one might catch some people off guard, but if you've watched me long enough, it shouldn't actually at all. Yeah, Mega Man Legends is actually one of my favorite games of all time. It's like, it's hard for me to say whether it'd be like, would it be 1 or 2? I like 1 and 2 for like different reasons. You could just sort of alternate them. 2 is like technically a better game, but 1 has a pretty great like setting and like character moments and stuff. So I don't know. But again, the reason why this could potentially even be like my number 2 favorite game of all time. It's really high up there. This is another formative game. I have genuinely, it's like my favorite Mega Man franchise. I genuinely fucking loved this game. I played the shit, especially out of Mega Man Legends 1. I played that game so many goddamn times, dude. I played through it so many goddamn times when I was a kid, and I love it. There's so many cool little secrets and stuff that are like put in there. You commit crimes and like get more evil and your armor changes. There's a bunch of like hidden NPC quests and dialogue. And also, yeah, as you get more evil, if you go around town and talk to people or like listen to people's like opinions of you through like the doors in their house, to like talk mad smack about you, like, that fucking Mega Man out there like murdering and pillaging, I don't want you hanging out with him, Billy. Ah, but he's cool, he's kind of a badass, look at his armor. His armor is crazy, only a crazy person has dark black armor. So yeah, again, another game that just had early in my life that meant a lot to me and still does, and we'll never get Mega Man Legends 3, but I will always be a stand for this game and what it was. And I think at some point we will eventually get the Mega Man Legends collection, which will also include the incredibly rare Tron game, which I do actually own. It's probably the rarest PS1 game I have. That's actually genuinely fun. I really love that game too. So Hades, this is probably one that surprised people, and this was sort of like one of those games that I had to sort of think about and go, I think it sort of was reminded of it when I'm playing through Hades 2. Because, yeah, I have played through now all of Hades 2. I'm still, like, doing post-game stuff, and I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first game. The first game I played for over 200 hours. I did, I think, literally everything there was to do in the game. I got like every bit of dialogue. I got every bit of like house decoration, which is the super extra fluffy shit. I did like every heat challenge. I maxed out everything that there was to, like, I did literally everything in that game because I just loved fucking playing it so much. It was so goddamn fun, dude. Flying around as Zagreus and just fucking zapping dudes with your insane stuff that you still definitely get in Hades too, but man, do I miss Zagreus's like just crazy dash. There were some runs where you didn't even need to like attack foes. You could just run into them and they would like ricochet off walls and bounce around and get like flooded and zapped and blah, 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 blah. And I really miss that because you don't really get that as much with Melanoa's like run. That shit was fucking fun, dude. Amazing game. I love Zagreus as a character too. It just, yeah. When I just thought about it, I was like, dude, I put so many hours on the game. Like, I was so addicted to that game that, yeah, I think it probably would be in my top 10 at least. So Yakuza 0. And funny, I did see also people who were like, I'm surprised Nico put Yakuza 0 on here. And I'm slightly surprised that you're surprised by that. But I will say, Yakuza 0 is sort of an interesting one in that, would I have put it on my top 10 immediately after playing it? Probably not. I thought it was really great when I played it, but I don't think I realized just how good it was until I started playing the other games. And then I started to actually like expand upon what Yakuza was. All of the references in Yakuza 0 start to make sense because there's a shit ton of like little Easter eggs and references to later games in that game. And the significance of it in like the grand scope of the Yakuza-verse narrative and just how fucking fun that gameplay was. Yeah, this is like, it's just the best, man. I have this game in my like Yakuza stuff. I've always had that game tied with Lost Judgment, but I feel like if I have to put one of these on this list, it would have to be Yakuza 0. Because this game also just like revitalized the franchise as a whole. So yeah, this is like a game that I think in like retrospect has really moved up in my list to a point where I'm just like, yeah, this game was pretty fucking amazing. I've gone back and watched other people play for the first time too, and to see the reactions to like big moments, like fucking Kiryu fighting Kuze in the sewers, you know, crazy hard shit like that. And some really, goddamn, dude, I forgot how fucked up that a certain death late in the game is. And I'm like, I watched that, like, watched somebody else react to it, and like, I started bawling, dude. I was crying again. I'm like, fuck, I forgot how insanely like heartbreaking that was. It was like, wow, just, Yeah, it's great. I still think it is like the best, if not, yeah, one of the best, if not the best game in the Yakuza series. So yeah, Xenoblade 2, shut up. Don't at me. Shut up. Fuck you. Xenoblade 2. Yeah. And this is another one that I feel too, that like, sometimes you need time for games to sit with you for a while before you can be like, was this like one of my favorite games I've ever played? Yeah. And I will say, one of the things that really made this game sort of cemented for me was actually the fact that I wasn't excited about it or looking forward to playing it at all, because I hate the art style, and I still think the art style is kind of balls. I still think that most of the characters look really stupid, albeit minus a few of them, but like Rex and Pyra and Mythra all look just like hentai characters and like weird like Gooner bait or something, and the world's pretty, but it's just like, what the fuck is this? Man, the voice acting is kind of all over the place at times. So I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this game. And then I played it and I'm like, shit, it's actually peak. And the thing is, like, the story moments in this game are so fucking powerful that even like moments like where the voice acting isn't the best, it still comes through super hard. And now it's gotten to the point where like I almost like I've almost been like Stockholm syndrome into like liking the jank voice acting. Like if we ever get like a Xenoblade 2 definitive, I'm not even sure if they need to necessarily replace the voice acting with better ones, even though it probably would be a good idea. But at the same time, I'm also like, you know what? It's fine. I don't mind like Rex is stupid. I'll give him a thing of 3. Like, it sort of adds to the weird charm of it, because I've said it before, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is bad for all of the weird reasons, right? Like some weird art design, some questionable voice direction, some fucking awful UI. Oh my god, the UI in that game is so balls, but it's amazing for all the right reasons, all the reasons that really fucking matter, like gameplay and music and characters and story. So yeah, there are still moments in this game that like hit me hard and I go, shit, fuck. And like if I feel that way about a game where like even like years later I can look it back and see these like scenes and be like, shit, this is so fucking good. Yeah, that means it's pretty goated. So yeah, the chapter 9, the rain, it's like, fuck, I love this scene. You should have died with Torna. Like, fuck it. There are some moments that hit fucking hard. I've gone back and rewatched that scene. Like, that's like one of my favorite scenes of the game, I think. Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the whole fucking thing, all right? Not even just like, because 1 and 2 are basically like the same fucking game, okay? And this one really is, like, I almost think that maybe I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't played all the other games before it. I am actually glad that this was essentially like my last new Ace Attorney game was the Great Ace Attorney, because I essentially had like a build up, right, to what I consider to be one of the fucking best visual novel games I've ever played. I did get to the end of this game and literally say, I think this is one of the best games I've ever played. Like, I legit think this is one of my top 10 favorite games I've ever played, because it was just so fucking good. And it took the second game to really seal that too. You know, I've said before that I still think that the first case in the first game was like, oh, it starts off really slow, like, and it goes pretty long for a first case. But dude, it pays off in spades. Like, and the rest of that game was great. And then Ace Attorney 2, the second half to the duology here was just from beginning to end, just unbelievably good. This is the best thing that she was ever written before. This shit is untouchable in terms of Ace Attorney. I don't know if anything will ever beat this. I would love to see the Great Ace Attorney come back again. God damn, would I love to see this come back with a sequel or a new game or something. I don't think it will. Probably will eventually, hopefully, get a new Phoenix Wright game. Please. Even more than Investigations 2? Yes. Yes. Yeah, this game beat out Investigations 2. I didn't think it was possible either. I thought Investigations 2 was, yeah, it's godlike, but that's what I felt when I got to, I was like, I did not think it was possible that anything could have beaten that, but this game did it, and it's just the fucking best. If you haven't played it before, I highly recommend it. Every Ace Attorney game I've ever played, this is hands down so good that it actually is like in my top 10 of all time. Kingdom Hearts 2, I had to really think about it because I'm like, a Kingdom Hearts game has to be on here. After going through that journey of going through all the games, I was like, which one is my actual favorite? And yeah, I guess it really is Kingdom Hearts 2, you know? because Kingdom Hearts 2 isn't even a perfect game either, right? We got finny fun. There's definitely some pacing spots. Some worlds aren't necessarily the best, but it's got the introduction of Roxas. It's got insanely godlike fucking music. That's where so many of like the really banger tracks in Kingdom Hearts, which end up getting reused in later games anyway, really come from is Kingdom Hearts 2. It's got unbelievably cool combat too. Some fun fucking combat. I actually really enjoy the story. I think this is like, to me, I almost think Kingdom Hearts 2 is like the perfect balance of Nomura insanity and also like comprehensible plot, right? Like, it's just shy of getting too crazy. We're just shy of the time travel shit kicking in, and then everything starts getting a little too wacky. Like, it's interesting without being so like, what the fuck are they even talking about anymore, right? Yeah, the other promise fight, god damn, dude. We did a randomizer for this game too. That was super fucking fun. This game is it's just the fucking best. It took me years of my life to ever come around and play the Kingdom Hearts series. I realized now what I was missing out on, and goddamn, I think, yeah, out of all the games I played, Kingdom Hearts 2 is the best one, and I'm fucking so glad I eventually got around to it. And then finally, 13 Sentinels. Yeah, I was actually really happy. I've been looking at other people's lists, and I've actually seen a lot of people put 13 Sentinels on there too, because there's just nothing like this game, right? There is nothing quite like it. I say the closest thing that I played was Paranormal Sight to some extent, and that was when I was even considering putting in my top 10, but I was like, no, I not quite. That'd be like maybe like number 11 or something. It'd be pretty high, but I don't know if it'd be quite in the top 10. 30 Sentinels, dude, it's just like, that is the game that I think I would, if people ask me, is there a game you'd ever want to go back and like erase your memories of it so you go back and play blind again? It's this game. This is the game for that. Because you will never have a first playthrough of this game but once, right? That one time. And it's so legendary, dude. It's why like I encourage people to just play the game and not know anything about it, because that's how we did it, and it was godlike, dude. The game like immediately grabbed me by the balls and didn't let go. And the more that I uncovered of like the story and the plot threads and trying to actually form my own idea of what's going on, it's like, bro, it's just a lot like what we're doing with Final Fantasy VII Remake, trying to form these crazy theories of like what is happening, like what is even going on. It's like that, all siphoned into a singular game that actually does essentially answer most of those questions by the end of the story. It's like almost, if you want that experience in a game, like the ultimate theory crafting game, is 13 Sentinels. It's amazing. It is legitimately fucking amazing, and an experience that I don't know if I will ever have again. And also that soundtrack is amazing. That was the song we played, one of the songs we played at the start of the stream. So, but yeah, that is my top 10 games in no particular order, aside from maybe like FF7 being number 1. And maybe Mega Man Legends being number 2. But the other ones, I don't know. Thankfully, this was not like, put them in a specific order. I just kind of threw them up there. There were some others. I saw some people that I'm also like, oh yeah, there's also Bloodborne. I do love Bloodborne. That is like my favorite FromSoft game. And I'm trying to decide, I was like, would I replace something on this list with Bloodborne? And I don't know. I feel like my favorite games sometimes kind of fluctuate a bit, where like maybe it won't always be the same. Even beyond just playing new games and potentially replacing things on here, it's like, because I do love the shit out of Bloodborne. I saw somebody else put Neo: The World Ends With You, and I was like, shit, that's a fucking good one as well. At a certain point, you just go like, man, I played so many goddamn top tier, like, great fucking games in my life that it's hard to remember all of them even, you know? Expedition 33 was also great, but again, that's like, I feel like Expedition 33 is a game that I really enjoyed, I really loved. I think whether I'd be like a favorite game of all time, I need to sit on that for a bit longer, because I was also I'm sort of in the camp that I didn't particularly love the endings either. So, you know, I sort of kind of my feelings on that. I did also see a few people say like, I'm surprised the Trails game isn't on here. And that is exactly the same thing that I feel about with Yakuza, right? Where I feel like it's too early for me to put a Trails game on here, even though I'm really enjoying it. I actually think I need to get further. Right? I need to get further into like this crazy deep narrative that they have and all the stories to see like characters return again. Because as I do that, I think at some point Trails probably will, at the rate we're going. I think it will eventually get there. but I kind of like, I need to go far enough and get to a point where I'm like confident about what even would be like the favorite game, right? Because I'm not even totally sure what I put here. I'm not even finished with Trails from Zero, but Trails from Zero might end up being one of my top favorite over even SC. I'm not sure. So I almost feel like I need to see more of the scope of what this series is before I decide on like putting a Trails game in my top 10, you know, if that makes sense. So that's the thing. Sometimes you like, you'll play like an amazing game and you just gotta let it cook a little bit before you know for certain whether it's like your favorite game or one of your favorite games of all time. So, and then sometimes you don't. Like Greatest Attorney for me, and to be fair, that one was like, I played that at the end of having played all the games that came before it. So if I played it first, I probably wouldn't have felt that way. I probably still thought it was an amazing game, but I think I needed like to see where this series was before and just how much it had grown to get to what was essentially like quintessential peak Ace Attorney. Like, wow, goddamn. He did some things in this game that I didn't even think he would ever think about doing, and it did it masterfully. So anyway, that's my top 10. What's your top 10 games? Let me know. I legit, actually, I want to know. I actually love hearing and seeing people. It's been what their favorite games of like all time are, and like I said, it's been pretty fun. It's actually been a pretty fun trend, like seeing what people put on here for their favorite games.